Tre Jones has played well for the Chicago Bulls this season. We're going to be talking about his impact and if the Chicago Bulls should consider re-signing him for next season. This is your host, Rico Greenhowe, and you have found yourself on another episode of Bulls Digest. And so today, we are breaking down Tre Jones and his impact on the Chicago Bulls and if they should go ahead and re-sign him next season. We're also going to be talking about maybe the direction the Chicago Bulls would have to take with this roster if they do bring Tre Jones back. And so before we go ahead and jump into it, wanted to remind you that 71.6% of you that watch are not subscribed to the channel. So make sure that you go ahead and you slam dunk on that subscribe button for us, as it means a lot as we try to reach our end of the season subscriber goal. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the content for today. And so we're talking about Tre Jones. And so Tre Jones has been on a tear for the Chicago Bulls. In fact, in this last game that we played here just yesterday, look, he came up huge in this 114-109 win against the Miami Heat. Look, he had 15 points. He had 5 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, a block. He was plus 14 in the plus-minus box score, 7 of 11 from the field, and 1 of 1 from downtown in 33 minutes. And so, look, this is really, I think it tells the story of Tre Jones. Look, he's had to step into a new role, and I think that he has really embraced that. He's started for this team, and he's been impactful. He has been a calming factor on the offense, and man, he plays with a lot of guts out there. I mean, there was one play yesterday, where he gets a rebound in between Tyler Hero and Bam, and that was a critical rebound and a layup. And I've talked about just how well he has done on the offensive end as far as finishing in traffic, and then just the efficiency really that he's played with. And so, when we look a little bit more into what Tre Jones has done over his last 10 games, I mean, it's been pretty good, man, because just looking at his statistics, that's what he's averaging right now in the year that you're looking at. But over his last 10, look, 10.9 points a game, 2.9 rebounds a game, 3.6 assists, 89.5% as far as the free throws are considered, and then 50 actually even as far as the 3-point percentage, and 59.2 is his field goal percentage on 21.9 minutes. And so you're seeing that the minutes are there, and you're seeing that the production has also been there for Tre Jones. And so look, I think that when we first look at what his impact has been, I just talked about it. I mean, on the offensive end, I think that he's done a terrific job as far as getting inside, and he's finishing in traffic. I think that is something that I just really didn't know he had that, I guess, in his offensive bag, the ability to kind of finish with the contact and things like that over taller players, the floater, everything's worked there. And then I love the fact that he does not force the 3-point shots up. If it's there, he takes it, and he's making it right now at a pretty good rate. And then I love the fact that, look, as far as just, playing off the ball, I think that he's been terrific for this team. I think that is something that, this team has really struggled with when it came down to just better player movement that way, off the ball movements and things like that. And so I think he's been incredible for us in that way. And then when you look at the basketball IQ, I think that, look, Lonzo has been out. We know that Lonzo plays with a high basketball IQ, and I think that you could maybe argue that Tre Jones, look, I know he's not the same as Lonzo, but still, I mean, he definitely brings a lot of good basketball IQ out there. And defensively, he's good because there's not any, teams that are just kind of seeking him out in pick and roll situations and attacking him. He's holding his own, and I think he's doing a terrific job as far as playing the passing lanes. And so defensively, offensively, off the ball, I think that this guy is really getting it done. And when we take a little bit more look here as far as in the numbers, and you just see just what he's been doing since he's joined the Chicago Bulls, I mean, I think that he's putting up some excellent percentages because, look, you see that his turnovers are slightly down since he's joined us. I know this is a small sample size. The rebounds are slightly up as well. His free throw percentage, that is also slightly up. And look, I just love the fact that he's taking the opportunity that has been given to him and just really taking off with it, because when you look at just at what he's done from a field goal percentage and just also to what he's doing with the attempts, look, he's currently 46 of 81 as far as his field goal attempts. Prior to getting to the Chicago Bulls, he was 45 of 93 with the Spurs. That's where he's at the 56.8% right now. And then when it came down to the threes, look, we know that our team is geared towards shooting the three-point shot. He's 6 of 13 right now. With the Spurs, he was 8 of 26. And then the free throw line, currently he's 19 of 21. With the Spurs, he was 25 of 33. So once again, he is taking advantage of the opportunities. And so, look, I know he's on an expiring contract. He's making $9 million this season. And look, I mean, he's really just making, I think, the front office think about this and saying, look, maybe Tre Jones is a guy that we bring back, because I think that if you do bring him back, I don't think that he would get in the way of you going out and possibly drafting a front court player. I think that he definitely would help, that center, that forward in their development. And I also think that even if the Bulls were to draft another guard, I know we're talking about getting another guard, but this goes into just getting the best available. I still think that, look, Tre Jones, he offers maybe a lot of value. And so I definitely think that this is something the Bulls should certainly consider. And when you look at the players that maybe are going to be on the outside looking in, I think maybe THT would be a player that I would say might be on the outside looking in. He's on an expiring contract, so maybe the Chicago Bulls would not bring him back. I'd say, another player that makes you think a little bit would maybe be Jevon Carter. Now thinking about this is a tougher situation because he has a player option, which is going to be about $6 million, and I'm pretty sure he's probably going to pick that up. I don't think that he's necessarily played enough or really played up his value to where the Chicago Bulls could really move him. So I'm not sure if that's a movable piece, but I would say maybe that's something the Bulls consider if they want to bring back Tre Jones. And then, I think that lastly, it really gives you a little bit more of, I think, of an insurance policy here for you if, something happens with Lonzo where he's on the $10 million deal. Remember, the last year in his contract is a club option. And look, I mean, if there's a decline, I think that you have maybe insurance there with Tre Jones. If there's an injury, maybe you have, something with Tre Jones as well. Hopefully these things don't happen. But I think that also gives you a little bit maybe of an insurance policy and maybe a little bit more of a pivot if you have to really move away from these guards. And so anyway, let me know in the comments what you're thinking here. Do you think that, the Chicago Bulls should go out and offer Tre Jones and a contract moving forward for this next season? Obviously, we haven't gotten there yet, but just in the case that you do go ahead and decide to move off of THT, Jevon Carter, or you want to maybe have something in place just in case maybe Lonzo gets traded for. I think that that's still out there. I think that it's a real possibility that he could even play even more better, which I think is going to happen. Maybe teams that were interested in him at last year's trade deadline or this year's trade deadline, maybe they come up in this upcoming season and they want to go and get, Lonzo Ball. I think that that's something, too, that you could have in place just in case. And so, anyway, let me know in the comments what you're thinking. And as we always say, go Bulls, and I will see you on the next one. All right, peace.